Good morning and welcome to P&B Morning Show on Politics and Business Television, where power and profit interact. In Nigeria today, every political decision carries economic consequences, from policy reforms to shifting alliances. What happens in government offices directly impacts markets, businesses, and households. As leaders strategize and political and of course as leaders strategize and political conversations intensify. Investors are watching, entrepreneurs are adjusting, and citizens are asking one key question: is governance driving growth or deepening uncertainty? On today's show, we break down the top political developments and what they mean for the economy and for you. Stay with us. This is where politics meets business. I am Omike Joseph Matthew, and of course, with me is Chidi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, OJ.
Chidi, today is Friday.
TGIF.
TGIF.
Thank God it's Friday. This is when the man that likes to enjoy himself always look forward to. Those that love enjoyment, OJ.
Yes.
Like me and you. I know you love enjoyment.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes when the economy permits.
There's some clubs there.
There's always some clubs.
My brother, happiness is a choice.
Really?
Happiness is a choice. And I'm sure viewers out there, welcome to Politics and Business Television. Thank God it's Friday. I'm sure you are preparing to have fun. Before you start having fun, enjoy us first of all. Thank you very much.
All right, it's nice, having you on the program this morning, the P&B Morning Show. So today we'll be looking at two very important topics, and one of them, of course, is the issue of the electoral reform. It's still causing a lot of controversy. Only yesterday, the opposition met and are saying that the National Assembly should overturn what the president has already signed or assented to, and all that. So look at the intrigues of the opposition parties and concerning the Electoral Act this morning. Hopefully, we'll be having one of the state chairman of the opposition parties, joining us on the show this morning. And the next one we'll be looking at is the issue of government officials' impunity. There was an alleged, accusation on the Minister of Works, David Umahi, by a businesswoman yesterday. Of course, we'll look at that issue that is causing a lot of controversy or discussion on social media and all that. So we'll look at that, situation this morning, and all that, issues. Other issues, affecting us as people this morning. So, wherever you are, you have to brace yourself as sip your tea this morning,
or whatever it is,
that you are, taking, to watch us this morning. We want to tell you that you have a whole lot to really enjoy from us. We're going for a quick break. When we return, of course, it will be the review of the newspapers. Stay with us. Welcome back to the program P&B Morning Show, reaching live from Abuja. Yes, let's talk about the newspapers now. We have some couple of newspapers for you to quickly review this morning. So which one do we have first to look at this morning? Yes, two at a time. We have the Vanguard and, of course, the Daily Nation. So we'll begin with the Vanguard this morning. INEC moves 2027 polls to January 16. INEC moves 2027 polls to January 16. On Shuguba, gubernatorial, election holds August 15, 2026. So that's the rider there. So the elections now is January 16.
Finally.
It's
about to go down. There's been this back and forth in the election date. As against the traditional February 21 or so.
February 20th.
20th, okay. Now it's now January 16th. So maybe probably we're coming backwards and backward like that. Everything is just being adjusted and amended. The Electoral Act has been amended. The date as well has been amended. Who knows what next is going to be amended. But anyway, it's a good one for democracy. At least they say change is constant. So we are going to see how it unfolds and how it plays down.
All right. Yes, January 16 is now the dates, the new date for the presidential election. And of course, so you get detail of the reverse timetable from INEC in this story. So that's all you need to do. Thanks for grazing your ancestral homeland, Your Excellency, Her Excellency's Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Okay, so that's a front page story there in the Vanguard newspaper. You can see the First Lady and, of course, one of the top monarchs in one of the region of this country there. So check out the Vanguard newspaper to get the gist there. 2027, Atiku, Obi, Amechi, Mark, Galadima, others reject electoral law. Atiku, Obi, Amechi, Mark, Galadima, others reject electoral law. So it will surely be one of the things we'll be discussing this morning.
Real opposition has started.
I'm telling you.
Before now, everywhere seems to be quiet or just skeletal kind of protests. But now we are seeing real opposition. But the only thing one we wonder is why now that the president has assigned his signature on the bill. So we don't know if that can be, the president can retract his signature and then go back.
That is what they are calling for.
Well, that's going to be another, big hurdle to cross. But everything is possible in a democratic setting, OJ. So it is the right of the people to accept or reject whatever it is. There is nothing that is casted on stone as long as democracy is concerned, OJ.
All right. So if you look at the Vanguard, the clauses that the opposition parties are actually raising dust about are there. You can see there some of the clauses, the section 60, subsection 3, and other sections are some of the contending issues with the opposition party. So that is what we shall be looking at in the course of the program this morning. So just stick with us and you'll get the gist there. Okay, let's quickly dive into another paper this morning, the Daily Nation. The Daily Nation has this banner headline: "Activists under siege." Activists under siege. I can see the pictures of some of the activists there that are under siege. Also, just check out this paper and get all the stories that you actually need there. Okay, so which one do we have next? We just have to move on. Which one do we have next? We have the Nigerian Tribune and the Guardian back to back. So let's check out the Nigerian Tribune for you. Presidential election to hold January 16, 2027. Governorship February 6. That's the headline there. So it's still the same story with, of course, Vanguard, the issue of the election.
Just that the little, there's the little adjustment there, or addition rather, is the one of the governorship. As against the other newspaper, the Punch, this one is saying the governorship is February 6th. Why the House of Rep and
yes,
and the Senate and the President, right?
Yes,
16th.
Yes,
I think the President wants to know those who delivered. If you look at it technically, you don't need to be told, OJ. If you don't deliver your state, you might likely lose your elections. That is for me. That is the way I perceive it, because the President needs to win his own election and know the governors that are loyal, that are able to deliver their states to his own interest. And by then you don't do that. I'm looking at it technically. you stand to lose your seat.
It has always been like that. The presidential election comes first.
Yes, so that I will know the boys that are loyal.
That are loyal. Okay. All right. So let's quickly go back to the Nigerian Tribune. Yes, with that headline there, banner headline: presidential election to hold January 16, 2027, and governorship February 6. And of course, another headline there that might be of interest to you is this one: ADC NNPP rejects new Electoral Act. ADC NNPP rejects new Electoral Act. FCCPC establishes case of price fixing by local airlines. FCCPC establishes case of price fixing by local airlines. Last December was really terrible for air travelers.
Yes.
The prices of
at some point got up to almost
the prices skyrocketed
up to 500,000.
I'm telling you, from here to Lagos, paying up to 400,000 to 500,000.
It will interest you to know that even my younger brother came from. My mom turned 80 last year, and we had a party for her, and that gave rise for my younger brother and my younger sister to fly into Abuja. And when my younger brother was telling me that, do you know that my flight ticket through and fro is 1 million? It's almost 1 million naira. I was like, what? Is it UK? Did you travel to UK? He said, no, just Lagos, Abuja. Almost 1 million naira. And I tried to find out what gave rise to such, and they said that because of during that time, there was no more passengers to return. There's no assurances that you can get full load or whatever.
What
all kinds
the excuses some of the airlines even gave us that there's too much traffic of people. People, were afraid to travel by road, so most people prefer,
so the demand for flight was high. And so they have to jack the price. Is it necessary?
So for whatever reason, I think it is now that
why not acquire more air buses?
It's not easy to get.
No, they have the capacity, the capital base to do that. At least the banks are there, and that is why I'm
it's happy. Not easy to buy an airplane. No, calm down.
OJ, Air, but state floated state airline.
When you say a state floated airline, is it not state you are talking about? But they have the money now.
Why are the banks recapitalizing?
To
have capacity to fund things like this.
Yes, of course.
If you cannot do high profile business in Nigeria, why are you a bank? So the bank can do it. We have banks that can fund this thing. You approach the banks and discuss good business with them. It's okay, fine. Interestingly, OJ, sorry before you continue. Those flying by road, the buses. I know of one of the companies, I don't want to call the name of that company, because I traveled on the 5th of December last year by road. When it was approaching December, the company floated 30 brand new Marco Polo buses.
Marco Polo buses.
Okay,
30. Okay, anticipating for
the festive I entered period. One of them. Brand new. You can charge your phone inside of this. So you see, there's nothing that is not possible if you want to do it. Let's acquire more air buses.
That's business for it. So that's the FCC trying to sort out that issue of arbitrary hike of prices by local airlines. So let's go back to that paper once more. That's the Tribune. EFCC operatives testifies virtually in UK trial of Diziani. Diziani is still in. Still
the front burner.
He's still the front burner. Still facing some of the corruption charges.
One will wonder how much he even made away with, because it's almost like the Abacha loot too. Every year we are still on it. I don't know.
Allegedly, Diziani embezzled a lot, because the evidence against her in the UK courts, I think, was it 2 weeks ago? One of the papers in UK, the tabloids, they are reporting that she spent in one day. She spent, that's a particular figure they give that she spent in one day for shopping. That, you understand, which is outrageous as far as they are concerned. Why should somebody spend that kind of money in one day?
OJ, I wonder the kind of heart some Nigerians have.
Over 100,000.
How can somebody sleep? How can somebody sleep with that kind of money in your account?
Too much money then.
And how are we surviving?
During Jonathan government, we have too much money. That was when she served, she served as minister. She was very extravagant in her spending.
I wonder how we are surviving in this country, considering the level of corruption cases we are hearing every day, allegedly. I wonder how we survive, Uji. If other Western Europe and other, Northern Europe find themselves in situations like this, are they going to survive? Every government that goes and comes, you keep hearing trillions of naira missing. Is that why we are borrowing? Is that why we are borrowing? Now we are over 200, close to 200, and if I'm not mistaken, close to 250 trillion, debt, base. And it's cause for worry, OJ. Well, how are we surviving? And some of these things, you don't translate to good roads, you don't translate to private water, you don't translate to great healthcare and the rest of them. Even the school fees and the rest of them, the school tertiary institution, people are still going on strike, asking for salaries and the increment of salary. And here you are, each time a government comes and goes after 8 years, you start hearing things like this person looted something big trillion, this one looted this, that, and that, and that. OJ, what's happening? How are we surviving in this country? What is going on? When are we going to stop all this? What are we doing with those money? What kind of heart do you have? Sleeping. People are dying. People cannot eat. And you have a governor will be telling me that if you give birth in his hospital, you take 500 naira. Meanwhile, he's cutting away with about 450 billion, allegedly. What's going on in this country, OJ? We need to start telling ourselves the truth. We need to behave like Senegal. The president of Senegal said, don't put my picture in your office. Don't put it there. Put the picture of put your picture there. Or your family picture. It's so that each time you want to steal, when you look at the picture, you ask yourself, am I what being the father of it? Am I going to be the father of a thief? Or should I be called the father that who is a thief? And that went down into the minds of government officials in Senegal. And Senegal today is bouncing back. So we need to start copying all these things from this country, the likes of Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. What is going on? We should borrow and fix the country. That's my point.
Okay, so that's the Tribune for you. Those stories there, and so check out the Nigerian Tribune. So let's shift our attention now to the Guardian. INEC ignores Electoral Act protests. Shifts 2027 elections for Ramadan. I will continue with this review after this break, please. Do stay with us. All right, you're welcome back. This is the P&B morning show right here on Politics and Business Television Abuja. Okay, so let's continue with the newspaper review. Of course, we are looking at the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian newspaper. So yes, INEC ignores Electoral Act protests, shifts 2027 elections for Ramadan. Okay, 2027 polls. Yoruba Runu withdraws support for APC, backs ADC. Okay, so realignment of support and all that from a lot of people. This is, like you say, it is political season.
Drama.
Yeah, political season. So you see all this
we can even call it political drama.
Yes. So let's continue. Let's continue with what the Guardian actually have for us this morning. There's this story about Bauchi State that is of interest. Bauchi governor says 10,000 well-armed bandits attacking communities. Bauchi governor says 10,000 well-armed bandits attacking communities. Okay. Report terrorist attacks on Nigeria-Benin-Niger borders rose by 262% in 2025. Wow, that's to tell you that these terrorists are taking advantage of the porous borders of these countries, including Nigeria, Benin Republic, and Niger Republic. So those are axes they operate. For instance, the borders between Nigeria and Benin Republic, Nigeria and Benin Republic in Birnin Kebbi, that area, they usually operate there, and use all those communities.
Nigeria has so many borders, linking to so many countries. We have the one at Ekom, Cameroon. We have, of course, Chad. We have in Katsina.
Yes.
We have in Lagos. We have so many. We have in Niger.
Yes.
Sokoto. Just name it. I think since we now know these issues, we know where these things are coming from, and we share a lot of borders. Can't we tighten up the security there? These are where the illicit arms comes into this country.
Of course, they pass through all these borders. These borders are not quite protected.
OJ, 15 years before now, we don't know what it's called. Guns everywhere. When you see a gun, you hear that somebody owns a gun. Maybe it's one of these local guns. It's strange to you. But these days, we keep recovering arms and arms and arms. Actually, in fact, somebody was making a joke, and that there's in a particular state in this country, I won't want to call it, one of the states in the Middle Belt, that almost every family, the 2 boys in every family has a gun. Allegedly.
It's Nigeria. That means it's Nigeria turning to America.
That in a particular region in a state, in one of the states in Middle Belt, it was a joke that an average boy in the family has a gun.
Has a gun?
Allegedly. And I'm wondering, so is it like, and some of these things, the politicians should also be careful how they arm some of these boys, allegedly too. Sometimes when this time, like for now, we are now in the election season. Last election, we saw boys that are not trained. We saw videos of boys who are not soldiers. They're not even they are not a member of any armed forces, carrying gun, shooting, broad daylight. We saw somebody who has no right to carry AK-47, carrying AK-47, threatening people. And then these people will threaten you, video you, post it. And then we have IC, we have NCC, we have all the network providers that cannot track anybody. But if somebody steals a phone at Use Market here, they will track him and catch him. Now, these are the issues that cause for concern. And I want to encourage the security agencies to sit up. We are seeing these things every day. They are not rocket science. It's right in front of our faces. And I want to appeal to them to please track anybody. Thank God we have a brand new IG. Now, and we're talking tough. And I'm sure these are the issues you should be looking into. No sacred cow. No crime is more higher than any crime. If you are in possession of illegal weapons, they should go for you and ask you how you got them and then seize it from you.
Okay, so do we still have other headlines to check out on the Guardian? Okay, so federal government insists on state police awaits legislative backing. Federal government insists on state police awaits legislative backing. Senate fought zero capital demands accountability as ministers defend fiscal reforms. That's a very nice story there. And all those pictures, you can see the pictures on the front page of the Guardian to tell you what all these stories are all about. You can see the faces of some politicians, like the governor of Benue State is there with, of course, this headline with this picture: over 100 terrorists stormed Benue villages, kill 150, witness tells courts. I think that's the Yelwater story there and all that. Okay, so that's the Guardian for you. So please check out the Guardian for all these juicy stories this morning. So we still have more. We still have more to look out for this morning. We have the Punch newspaper. Electoral Act. Senate rejects fresh amendment as Atiku, Obi, Amechi push back. Senate rejects fresh amendment as Atiku, Obi, Amechi push back.
Maybe they are looking at it that maybe it's is strictly the concern of the opposition party.
Yes.
Because these men rejecting it are of one political party, as it were. And probably the Senate is seeing it as, of course, the Senate is predominantly, occupied by the ruling party. So it's beginning to, I don't see it as, now, they are not looking at it as a Nigerian affair. They're not seeing it that way. It's becoming an inter-party affair. Inter-party, bickerings between two people, two parties. Because when you say Senate, it's APC that is the Senate.
No,
when you talk of
majority, right?
Yes, of course.
This
over 75 senators.
It doesn't matter the number. The Senate is the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
But they are of predominantly of one party.
Of course.
And the people rejecting the act again is also of one party. We've not seen any. Have you seen any major party apart from ADC? Have you seen PDP say they reject it?
Of course, NMPP.
NMPP is not that a major party yet.
Who told you?
Well, it's a national party, but for my own assessment, it's not.
Well, whether I like it or not, it's an opposition party. And opposition figures, people like Galadima, the likes of Atiku Abubakar, even Peter Obi, were at the press conference yesterday. Arigbe Shola, name them. Amechi was there.
Oh, of course, I agree with you that I agree in that aspect. That's a strong opposition.
Yes.
Setup. But so, looking at it technically, or if I say allegedly, I will not be wrong. It is looking more or less like inter-party rivalry fight, not a national issue.
Not national issue.
Not national issue.
ADC versus APC, right?
That is the way it's looking at.
That's how it looks. Okay.
That's what it's looking like, OJ. It's not really looking like a national issue because there was a protest. There was a protest.
There was a protest before it was signed. It was signed.
And they went ahead
before it was even passed.
Before it was even passed.
Yes, there was protest.
And they ignored the protest. Nobody addressed anybody. Did you see the senior president or the speaker coming out to address the protesters? They went ahead and passed it quickly, what we call sharp. And for the first time, in a long while, I see this president assenting on a bill in less than 12 hours or 16 hours. We do know in time past that before a bill is being assented to, according to some people, some say that the bill is supposed to pass through the office of the Attorney General and there are some procedures.
There are a lot of bills that are still lying there in the.
Nobody is assenting to it.
Still lying there on the table of the president that the president has not really looked into.
They've not even opened it, even checked the content, table of contents. How much more looking at that? And these are bills that I think, if you look at those bills that have not been assented to, they are of great importance to the common man. Nobody's looking at it.
One thing is the interest. Before a president signs. Assent to a bill, you look at the interest first. Either for
national interest
or national, there must be a genuine reason why the president will.
So will I be correct to say that the speed at which this bill was signed, the interest is serious?
Yeah, of course. We were talking about electoral acts. You understand? Election
matters affects the presidency.
It affects
and the Senate
affects everybody. In quotes.
Are you sure it affects everybody?
Everybody, of course.
If it affects everybody, then they would have listened to the protesters first, because the protesters is even more. The people is stronger than the person. We put them there. And in that protest, there's nothing like political party. A protest is a collection of different Nigerians. People protested for more than 1 week. Nobody even came out to address them. How much more? It's okay, we'll find your plies. The next thing they said, okay, we are going to reconvene. And then the next thing they reconvene, we had, okay, you have to do e-transmission but when there is, and now the litmus test we just had, which is the Amak elections and the Abuja polls, we saw a lot of mutilations and the cancellations. The documents are there, and we keep asking. These are the products of the we have network problem in Abuja. At least with Abuja alone, we can do clean e-transmission. There is no place in Abuja that doesn't have network that cannot transmit. There is no polling unit, no polling center, no whatever that doesn't have network in the city of Abuja.
In fact, the NCC has had one time come up to say that 95% of Nigeria, the entire Nigeria, is covered with 2G network.
Okay, and 2G can transmit.
Of course.
OJ, but
That is the list.
But in this last Abuja election, we saw, me and you, we saw it. It was in the public domain now. We saw people cancelling without counter-signing, like you always say in the bank. If it's come to banking and Nigerian police statement, you counter-sign. But we didn't see it. You see where somebody is having total votes cast 213. At the end of the day, the result of a particular political party will be 1,213. We saw all these things in these last elections, and then somebody will come and you think Nigerians will see these things and have this will lead to voter apathy, OJ, trust. And you mentioned the other time that why is it that people are not coming out to become agents, charlatans? Sorry to use that word. No, ricketing, dressed people will come out and become polling agents. It's because of the process. People don't trust the process. If we look at this thing, we know you can read the handwriting on the wall. OJ, we are intelligent minds in this country. We know where the handwriting is going to. Let's do the right thing. Let the right person win. Let's put the right process in place. So that when you contest and you win, you know that you are justified. That's why we see some senators allegedly commissioning one per wire, commissioning wheelbarrow, commissioning a clipper, commissioning this. Oh God, in this country, when people need good empowerment, you will now buy wheelbarrow and give somebody a cutlass.
Wheelbarrow is also empowerment. There are people who need wheelbarrow
to empower what?
To use for their businesses. Wheelbarrow too is empowerment.
Let me not talk like a lawyer. I put it to you. Anyway, but you see, we need to look at all these issues and then do the right thing.
All right.
Leadership is key.
Yes. Let's continue with the review. So, in fact, Chidi is just.
I'm on fire this morning.
Chidi's on fire this morning. Chidi and these politicians this morning. INEC fixes June 16 for 2027 presidential poll. INEC fixes June 16 for 2027 presidential poll. All right. FCCPC probes fare fixing by local airlines. Okay. The Punch newspaper also has the story. Look, let's still go back to this issue of FCCPC again. You are probing issue that has already happened. What would what would this probe bring? What would be the outcome of the probe? And
being reactive instead of proactive.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, who would this probe help in the first place?
Still probe.
Nigerians have spent the money already. The airlines have made their profit already. You say you want to probe. When you probe, then what will you do?
The money that has been chopped, allegedly.
You understand? They
chopped the money.
We are in February, almost March now. You want to probe what has happened in December.
No, OJ use the local
what has happened in December. No, and you see, all these government agencies, they think they are joking with they think they are joking with us.
OJ,
we know all this is.
You are not saying the way the layman understand. The money that has been chopped, and you are OJ, when my people say when you finish cooking, that food automatically has turned to excreta.
Now, would the FCCPC tell me that after they did their so-called probe now on why the airlines hiked the price of their tickets during the Christmas and New Year festivity, that it will not happen in 2026?
Oh, Jay, the people that are probing, they also flew that airline. Those that are even probing flew the airline then and paid.
What were the causes? Because it's the issue of this banditry and kidnapping. People, you understand? Ordinarily,
are you talking?
I prefer traveling on the road because that's when you get to know communities,
change of weather.
You understand?
Soil texture,
appreciate Nigeria and all that.
Different topography.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Area views, mountain views, and sightseeing.
But today, when you see those mountains, you begin to fear.
The mountains are now your enemies.
Yes, because they have this place quiet too. You sure the bandits are not. That is why everybody prefer using the airlines now.
OJ, let me just paint a picture for you. Imagine, this airport road, Lugbe Express Road, a road tiled like that, 6 lanes to Lagos.
To Lagos. Why would I fly? For what?
OJ, imagine at area 1 bus stop here, you just go now, enter a train, 1.5 hour metro line, electric train, straight to Lagos. OJ, you can go to Lagos and get a material for your work by 9 p.m.
Of course.
You go and you're back for this same morning, you're back. You take 7:30 plane and train, speed train, and by 9 o'clock you are in Lagos.
Yes.
And we are back, and by 11 o'clock you do what you want to do in Abuja. OJ, things will be cheap, things will work well. These things are not rocket science. We travel abroad, we see them. How are they doing it? Do you know what? Because when you don't steal people public money, here people, everything is chop, 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 chop. So and you chop and keep for your unborn child, and the unborn child you are even keeping for doesn't even have the common sense to handle the resources.
So they are so-called probe. Let's see the outcome.
They will squeeze.
Let's see the outcome and see whether they will mitigate the issue of the airfare hiking in Nigeria. Whether in 2026 will not have what happened in 2025.
We're not even talking about
during the Christmas and New Year festival.
Wait, now you're not even talking about the organization that is saddled with the responsibility to control price. Do we even have an organization like that in Nigeria functioning? Price control.
We don't have Nigeria. Actually, we don't have price control.
We have. I don't know.
Mechanism in Nigeria.
We don't have it. I don't know, because every December things just hike like that.
Of course,
who determines it?
They take advantage of
demand. When you say demand and supply, the law of demand and supply. When too many resources is chasing limited goods, that goods tends to be increase in price.
Okay, so let's check out the remaining stories that might be of interest. The over 200 men welding AK-47 stormed Yelwata, the police witness. Okay, so that's an interesting story there. Now, bandits kills 29, adopts many in fresh attack. Wow. Bandits kill 29, adopt many in fresh attack. Where? You find out from the Punch newspaper. Okay, let's check out sports. Let's check out sports. Now, Sports Extra from the Punch newspaper has this banner headline: Salim Fago exclusive. That is, I think, an interview there. I was at home when I got the AFCON call-up. I cried because it had been my dream to get called up to the national team, and I couldn't hold back tears. My dream call-up tears. That's Salim Fago, who, of course, played for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the recent Africa Cup of Nations hosted by Morocco. Giving an exclusive interview there. So for more of that interview, check out Sports Extra.
That's encouraging for an home-based player.
Yeah, no, he's like, yeah.
I think he's an home-based player.
Yeah, it's a new player in the Super Eagles setup. So yeah. So let's continue. Gabriel not for sale. Arsenal tell Madrid. Gabriel not for sale. Arsenal tell Madrid. Okay, Madrid going for Gabriel of Arsenal. And it appears Arsenal is saying no. And
we can't let him go.
We can't let him go.
Gabriel Jesus?
No, not Gabriel. No, not Jesus. It's not Gabriel Jesus. Of course, it's Gabriel, the defender for Arsenal. And if Arsenal wins the EPL this season, I don't think they will. Even Gabriel will want to go. What are you going to Real Madrid to do?
When you're winning trophies.
When you're winning trophies eventually. Okay, so this one is actually of interest to so many sports fans, particularly Super Eagles, fans. Chill justifies salary demand. Chill justifies $130,000 salary demand. Eric Chill, the coach of Super Eagles of Nigeria, is justifying his demand for $130,000 as salary for the Super Eagles. As far as I'm concerned, it's too much.
Is it monthly salary or annual?
Yes, monthly. 130K. If I were the Super Eagles, they should allow him go. He's not special.
Well, OJ, looking at the history surrounding the Super Eagles coach, he's of high demand now.
It's of high demand. High demand. How? Who told you it's of high demand?
It's of high demand.
No, that is how it looks. That is how it looks. It looks as if it's on high demand. Let him go.
Oh, are you of the opinion that he should go?
Why would they pay him? Why should he demand for? I know that yes, he looks at himself as okay. I've come that I deserve more. Not that he doesn't deserve more.
He has not lost a match as a coach.
Eh?
He has not lost any match as a coach.
He has not lost a match as a coach.
He has not. The match against DR Congo was penalty shootout, not the match itself. He has not lost a match. 90 minutes.
But that is
match.
Lost now.
Well, OJ,
that is not lost.
The loss is not lost.
The fact remains that yes, the Super Eagles are doing well now
under his leadership.
Under his leadership, they are doing well, and that's because he has the material. Right?
We have had materials, OJ.
Yeah?
The likes of Wobi has never played that fantastic to the best of my understanding.
I acknowledge
any coach, like the way he played under.
I acknowledge the fact that under Eric Chell, the senior national team, I want to repeat, the senior national team, that is the Super Eagles of Nigeria,
yes,
are doing well.
Yes,
but mind you, they've not won the trophy yet under him. And you are demanding 130.
Eric is less than a year or so.
I know we have paid $50,000 before. 70 should be okay. 70 should be okay.
Yeah, okay.
Why should, or ask for 100? You're asking for 130.
Okay, I'm telling you that the reason behind that is that Eric is of high demand now.
That is how it looks. Let me tell you something. One thing about these coaches, they come to Nigeria, improve their CV, and then they want to choke the country. Before Nigeria, how much was he receiving? Wherever he was. He was once the coach of Mali now.
Yes, of course.
In the previous AFCON, before the last one. He left Mali, he left the national team because they were knocked out in the knockout stage. Now you came to Nigeria because Nigeria, like I always say, the Super Eagles is a brand. You now came and took advantage of the brand
anywhere in the world.
You understand?
Yes.
You now came and took advantage of the brand, and now you want to compel the country because it is Nigeria. The oil money is there. I want to say I should pay you a certain amount of money.
I'm not doing shakara.
How much is the coach of England being paid?
Are you saying that the coach of England is not paying as much? He's not earning as much?
He's demanding money as much as that. Almost as much as that.
And maybe he should coach the England national team.
Let the NFF not succumb to his pressure. You understand? We've paid 50 before. So, Mr. Man, we've paid 50 before. You've done a great job so far, but you've not won anything yet. We'll give you 70. Take it or leave it.
Why are you taking this issue first now?
I'm taking it first now because that is my constituency. I don't like
looking at it that this is not tomatoes market. Football is not tomatoes market affair.
You don't take your employer.
Look at the way you're approaching it. Right? You should take 70, you should take 50.
Yes.
Are we pricing tomatoes here? We're talking about football here, OJ.
Yes.
Football generates a lot of millions of dollars.
Look, the point I'm saying here is that the coach is trying to hold the country to ransom.
Probably he knows his worth.
Probably he knows his worth. Which what?
His value.
Before now, what have you done more than what you have done?
So why are we not using indigenous coaches?
That is it.
We have a lot of indigenous coaches. Why are we not using?
Yes, that is it.
Somebody said that we lost the chance of going to the World Cup because we used the indigenous coaches ab initio for qualifying stages.
That is it.
So why are we not using them?
Okay, so I think we'll just have to wrap up with this sports coming from Sport Extra. Yes,
sports conundrum.
All right, so we'll leave that for the sports people to look into that debates and so on this morning. We'll be going for a quick break when we return, of course. So we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the P&B morning show right here on Politics and Television, Abuja. All right, today tensions are raising in Nigeria's political arena as opposition leaders from the African Democratic Congress, ADC, and the New Nigeria People's Party push for an urgent amendment to the Electoral Act 2026. The opposition argues that key provisions of the new law, including restrictions on party primaries, shorter campaign timelines, and delayed election funding, undermines democracy ahead of the 2027 general elections. But the Senate has dismissed their demands, insisting any concerns must go through the proper legislative channels, warning against rhetorics that could inflame political tensions. So on today's program, we break down the controversy, the stakes for Nigeria's democracy, and what this showdown between the opposition and the legislature could mean for the next elections. Joining us this morning to dissect the position of the opposition is, of course, Chief Oba Clement Ihegato. He is the chairman, ADC FCT chapter. Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, viewers.
So it's nice, having you this morning and knowing very well that you are of the opposition.
Yeah, pleasure is mine too. Yeah, I'm the FCT, ADC, African Democratic Congress, opposition to the ruling party. Here is the sitting power. Yeah.
Okay, let's dive into the issue without delay. Why crying now? What is the problem? Why the woman got pregnant, she has given birth to baby, and the naming ceremony has been done. And now you are now crying foul.
That the baby should be returned back to
It
the
should
womb.
be returned back to the womb.
Okay, first of all, let me come this way, please.
Yes.
Well, that baby, there are some baby that will be born, they'll say they should put it in incubator. That process of incubator, because it was not up to 9 months giving birth to that child, there are provisions, there are need for us to, let it be in incubator before some weeks, some months, as the case may be.
That's premature baby.
Yes, before bringing it out for it to become a normal human being like me and you. Like the Electoral Act we are talking about now. But you can also recall even the process of signing into law some of the
Sections.
Session was also out of it. I lead one of those protests that made them to even come back. Are you not telling me going back was like a baby that born that they have to return and not sign it? The entire system is not credible. It will not give them, except you give that transmission from the polling unit to the RF. Aside that, there is a room for look at just the concluded area council election. You are journalists, you don't work, transpire. Is that the country we are looking onto? And we in Nigeria to have our own problem.
Are you saying there were issues in these last IMAC elections?
Absolutely,
Well, maybe you can give us one or two, because you are the state chairman. You should know better.
Is it up to a week? Let's say 3-4 days to this election.
Yes.
When INEC, the empire, the chairman of INEC in Barcelona Hotel, where you have the commissioner of police, the army, Air Force, Navy, all the security agencies were there, and the treasurer for this stakeholders meeting. Right there and there with the commissioner of police, with all this, and I put it to them that FCT minister threatened the voters that if they did not vote, and I brought it to the commissioner of police, and there was also a video that was go viral in Mabuchi when a man was going from community to community, said if they don't vote the ruling party, they will chase them out of the community. Right immediately then, the commissioner of police sent the first PRO, a lady, to pick up that video. As I speak to you now, no arrest has been made.
Okay, now I understand you have some issues with the last FCT council polls, but let's now dwell on the protest that concerns the issue of the electoral bill yesterday. Now, Can you remind Nigerians once more the sections that is the crux of the matter to you?
The one that concerns me as African Democratic is that session that did not allow the transmission of results. That is what, if they can allow that to go, instead of waiting for ballot paper to come from Yanagua. They say they sleep on the road, something happened. This process, that is where the ring is start from. Why not at the polling unit? Let the people see. Let Nigeria see what the vote is at every polling unit. It's possible.
Did they transmit the last AMAC results? Was it transmitted?
No.
Well, how was it collated?
It is the same normal way.
Manual?
Yes, it was manual. That was when you now get to area council collation center, you see the security forces come, throw their gas, do all manner of things. They will come back. As at about 2 p.m., that Saturday, African Democratic Congress was already leading. Between that 4:35, and you see vote buying everywhere. Why are we pretending to be like? I don't understand this country, Nigeria. I think they have gotten it. They will suffer for the next 4 years. There is no institution that is working. This is what we are trying to build. Let the institution. This is my constitution. If I am a member of African Democratic Congress and we have a constitution, me and my members of my political party did not abide to the constitution. Do you think we have a headway? The judiciary is not doing what no institution that is working in Nigeria. That is what African Democratic Congress want to build.
Okay. Now let's go back to the Electoral Act now. Now the president has signed it.
Yes.
And you are demanding, ADC and other political parties are demanding for a reversal. Do you think it is possible?
If they want it to be possible, it's possible. There is nothing on the plot in the surface of this that is impossible. They know the right thing to do. They themselves, the ruling party, know.
Okay, don't you know the right thing to do for for this Electoral Act to be maybe re-amended or whatever? Is it through press conferences? What don't you think that the best thing is for you guys to pass through your legislators than organize?
Just like the food you don't want to give to a cripple, you put it where you have knowledge. I used to saying something. You know, in Nigeria, the National Assembly, even when the National Assembly and all the committees agree on what to do, why did just few persons now remove that session? So if we don't cry out, had it been we did not even make that protest, if we don't even make the press release now, will you be talking about it? Now it is to draw the attention of Nigeria now and let them go back. It is possible. Because they have the majority. That's why they call this a Senate 10 Senate. A rubber stamp. That was how they passed the tax reform bill into law. And the minority will now say this was not what we agreed. Are we fooling ourselves in this country?
So are you saying there are certain areas that the minority in the House refused and the majority?
That is it.
So the
minority will
have their say,
then the majority have their way. And I know you know better than I'm saying.
Okay, now
it's your profession, you are a journalist.
Okay, now let's
go to the street and see what is happening in the streets.
Okay, let's look at some aspects of the current electoral bill. The issue of indirect primaries is no longer there. It's direct primaries. But why is the opposition against that section or that provision?
I don't think there is any disagreement in that.
No, but it was actually raised yesterday.
Yes.
It was also raised at the press conference yesterday.
Why I think, I'm talking as a person now, I'm not a member of the National Working Committee. I'm a state chapter of Africa Democratic.
As a state chairman.
As a state chairman. In my own view, you see the timetable that was just drawn close now. From February, bridge it to 16th of January. All of this could be one of the reasons why they are not rejecting. I even prefer this to give them for money backs. I believe most times you say, do what I say, don't do what I do. We, the African Democratic, before the coalition, we know we have our DNA. We don't do money politics. Money is necessity. after my basic need, in my definition, money is useless. So this in the indirect primary is good because you don't have a room to say you want to buy delegates. This is just my own personal view. But why I think they picked that one among what they are protesting against, because of the time frame. You are not shifting. Had it been you didn't even design the timetable from February and I bring it to January 16th. Some of these issues being raised now wouldn't have. I don't see the need for it. Mostly when it comes to
so what you are now saying that in the issue of the direct and indirect primary, you are okay with the direct primary.
I don't even see any problem with that.
No, but the opposition are saying that the National Assembly or the Senate, as it were, should not tell a particular political party on how to run their affairs.
That is true. Like I said, this is my constitution. The guidelines and the rule. Now, in most cases, you find out that Supreme Court will pass a judgment. INEC will not honor it. You say it's eternal issue. In the case of Abure,
you mean Supreme Court that is the grand norm of our the cost of
that is how it's up to be. The final.
INEC does not respect rulings from the Supreme Court.
What happened in the case of Abure when there was a judgment that Abure should? The INEC said they will not honor that.
It's a family matter.
You understand me? So why will you now begin to regulate how the party brings his candidates?
Okay, so sorry, please. Don't you think that provision that says right now in the current Electoral Act now that says no indirect primaries again, should be direct primaries, and now the opposition, including your parties, is now saying you don't tell us how to the laws in my family, how I take care of my family. Is that, don't you think it's because it is because of trying to make sure that people with money, those that have
financial muscles,
should not buy the delegates?
You know, I said it just now.
Yes, the delegates.
I didn't see anything wrong in that. Okay. Because you bring the idea of you saying, why will INEC regulate? That's why this thing is coming up. I've already given you an answer that for me personally, I was the one that made some money back. That let everybody
come in.
As a member of the political party, choose who will be their delegate. I think I have talked about that.
Okay.
Now, the issue of
why
will INEC now in the Electoral Act, that is Senate now, is telling INEC to give guidelines to the political party.
Okay.
How they will bring the process of bringing their candidates.
Okay, I want to ask a very sensitive question. Looking at what you have just said now and what my colleague OJ here has been saying. Do you think that some of these policies have a way of affecting the outcome of political process, results, and just elections? Like we have in the case of the minister saying there should be no movement on the day of election and this direct and that, all these policies. Do you think they have a way of? It's a technical way
of sabotaging the democratic process in Nigeria. I can tell you that.
You're very sure that.
I'm sure, 100% sure.
Okay.
All right. You see, looking at the Electoral Act, do you think it is, now that we are approaching the next election, whether I would like it or not, with the timetable that INEC has just released yesterday? Now, your demands of expunging that section 60 subsection 3 that has a caveat of transmit electronically, but where there is no use manual. So do you?
Are you saying but as a reverse gear?
Do you know that their motive of all of this is where they can have a smooth way of making this election in Nigeria not to be transparent and credible?
You're so sure of that?
I'm so sure.
Are you going to?
So sure.
Okay, are you looking at Abuja as a case study? The one of Abuja.
We wanted to use.
Did you see any bot in
the history of FCT, Federal Capital Territory? The only local election INEC the Empire run is this FCT. In the history of FCT, in my over 18 years here, the election, this concluded election, has never been like this. Winke brought the system of Rivers and other states here.
What do you mean by the system of Rivers here?
Oh, you know.
Do we have any ballot snatching here?
I know you didn't see. Should I give you a clip of where they throw tear gas? Police with their trucks, van came and carry ballot paper away. It's here with me if you want me to show to you. Most times, you journalists will just turn away from something.
No, we
don't need to accuse.
We don't need to accuse.
I'm here talking to you now.
Yeah, you are
maybe after the program, I will show you.
Okay,
there are issues like I told you. I told the commissioner of police. I transfer all the details up to now. Why are we deceiving ourselves in this country? In that same program, stakeholders, and I address every person in that hall in Barcelona. Do we actually have a Muslim market or a Christian market? You know, this
or Igbo market process, or Hausa market.
They mean all. This politician has, you know, used this tribe, ethnicity, religion to divide Nigeria, create poverty so that the day of election they begin to give you money.
But my chairman, let me clarify something. Journalists were not that we were not unaware of certain things, but it's better to hear from the horse's mouth.
That is why
now that you are here as the state chairman, we are not pushing. You should know better than me as the state chairman.
I'm now telling you, are still asking me, are you sure again?
Because you are the state chairman.
I'm putting it clear to you what you have known already. I'm not giving you a little bit. 85% of what you know about 45%.
You are an authority in this aspect now because you are the state chairman.
That is why I'm still putting it to you.
All right.
Most of these things you know.
Okay.
Except you want me to go, you know, and I address them very well. We are the cause of our problem.
That's why you are here, sir.
Okay.
Then I will address and I will talk to both you journalists, all Nigerians. The day we start to let the institution work, a leader is expected to make sure the people is leading do better. God take care of a leader. It is not the responsibility of a leader to take care of himself. That is it's contentment.
Okay, let's look at.
But Nigeria does not have this in their lives.
Now, Chief, let's be focused on this issue. Now, I understand your position on the issue of the elections to be free and fair and all that to make Nigeria better and all that. But let's look at the reality and the position of the Senate when they pass this electoral act, the bill into an act and all that, and then assented by the president. From your perspective, do you think that Nigeria is covered technologically, that we can actually transmit elections in real time? Because that is the argument of even the president.
The chief is laughing.
Yes. Just allow him to talk, please. So do you think that Nigeria is covered?
Covered. Won't cover.
What proof do you have?
Ghana, yes. If other African countries,
they are not as large as Nigeria.
Forget largeness.
No, we are talking about land mass here.
Anywhere you go, you don't see POS now. I ask you, sir.
But do you know that there are some villages that are not? Yeah, there are some villages that don't have network. Do you know that?
Anywhere you have POS, there is network there. Different. You have up to real functional global. That is, you have. I don't want to mention their name. 4
of them. No, go ahead and mention them.
Then you have MTN, you have Glo, you have Airtel. Let me just stop there. Is there anywhere now, if you don't have Glo, you are, like ANEC, when each time we have this stakeholders meeting, the RF said immediately he received network, whatever he has stored will transfer. Just like I sent you a message, sir. WhatsApp.
And it's on draft or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, there's no network. It will just immediately sense network. You think it will just click. They see, let me tell you, when it comes to stakeholder meeting, all the analysis, all the interactive session, all the whatever will be, wonderful. That was what I told the commissioner of police. I have attended all your meetings and all that. Fantastic. Everything well. But you don't have the mind of your men. They will have the mind of their own just because of this money. People will continue to lick the back of his spoon and throw away the content of his spoon.
Okay, now.
Wise man went die for foolish man backyard. They have made some money now. Yes. And that money will not last them for 6 months. And they will be complaining and God will begin to put volume in their pain. God give everybody measures. I might not be strong. I might not have it enough. My necessity. What money is meant for. If I want to have it more than my necessity, I want to feel, I want to show, I want to suppress. That's why they want to have excess. Like one of our leader that pay his school fees for a child that has not yet given birth to. What a shame.
Okay. Now, are you hopeful that your call for the expunging of that section 60 subsection 3 will happen before the election?
If the good Nigeria in the Senate, despite the party lines, actually want to survey this country, any of them that did not put the Nigeria first, their various political party follow before my personal. That is mine. This is what I believe. I put Nigeria first as a politician. I put my party follow before my interest. They say politics is interest. But if you doesn't put this country first before your interest, it's like somebody walking in a circle.
So the minority Senate can visit.
If
can they do anything?
If the majority,
can the minority
the good people,
can they do anything? That's what I'm saying.
The majority join the minority that actually have Nigeria in heart, that know that whatever Nigeria is passing through, one way or the other, what goes around comes around. There are families, extension, that are also feeling the pain, like opposition are facing, like the minority are facing. If they will come together with good heart to save this country, they will make it work.
Okay, how
it's possible.
As the opposition party now, ADC now, how do you intend to go to ensure?
This is just.
How do you ensure? How do you intend to ensure that this bill?
You don't use to let them tell the deepness of a river. This press release that you are saying, how can this? When you finish now, at least the press release have shown the direction. Then you see what will now begin to follow.
And your presence,
civil society and other body will begin to. Julia Abacha, our present president, leads protests. Are you know in this country, sir? I don't know how old are you. I know there was a time our president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, as we speak now, led a protest.
Even the days of Jonathan too.
All of this happens. But why will you not? No. We should stop playing with our.
Okay,
now I'm in this business, sir. I don't want to suffer. My children to suffer what I have suffered. Okay. If every good Nigerian sincerely want to make this country work, it's possible.
So what do you make of the whole change now concerning this Electoral Act, whereby INEC could now have its fund 6 months to the election rather than 1 year, and then the 360 days now to 300 days.
Even 2025 budget. Hello, they know what they are doing. Like I said before, they go farm, see your food, cripple their house. You put them for where you have no reach. You come back from farm and say, you didn't eat your food. He say I couldn't access it. Why not drop it where he can access it before you leave him at home? This is just the narrative. There are certain things they just do. Let's fulfill all that channel. But you are doing A and you are going towards B.
Is that not politics?
Oh, you call it politics. That's why we are where we are. Other countries play politics, but not the way we. Mostly Nigeria. I don't know.
But we are meant to understand that there's no morals in politics. Is that true?
Moral.
There's no morals in
ask
politics.
Those people that you hear it from. They are out to be moral. It's a process. Politics start from the religion, whether Muslim or Christian. There are process. That is why the Bible is there as a guide. Then you see talk of constitution. They will all carve out from the law.
From the Holy Book?
That's what I'm saying. So why most times we turn away? You say, we don't use the word politics. Say it's a dirty game. If you cannot dirty like Winke said one of the interview, don't go there. And that is why we have been like this. Good people are scared of going there.
So we are.
I shared here a few days ago because I never knew it was even that dirty. But God will take it for me that this man have not left his track. He's the one that will give me cover. As a state chairman, I rode a bike to where I get vehicle before I get here. Necessity. Like I said before, we don't do money politics. Look at how I dress. It's money. It's who alive that is sick. I'm sick. I can go to hospital, get good. Then my children go school, These are the basic thing money is meant for. Okay. Outside this basic thing, money is useless.
All right.
By definition.
Yes,
and most of our leaders don't have this in their mind.
Okay, now let's move on. Looking at the performance of the ADC in the last council pose and the FCT as a case study, what are the chances of the ADC in the coming election? Don't you think it goes beyond organizing press conferences and all that you need to go to the grassroots?
If you didn't call me now, I don't even believe in this kind of, I go to grassroots. That is why I deliver all my constituency. I can only talk of where I preside as a chapter leader of Africa in FCT.
Mm.
If the national, they got it right at the national level, and all the people of like mind that God has seen so far, God has brought among the next, that is the 36 states, chairman of Africa Democratic Congress and me, that ADC is a democratic institute, and that is why our national secretary then call it Global Campus. We build leadership. It has been long. We've been over there for 20 years.
Mm.
It's a process. It's a process. Nobody knew that all these people will come. Maybe they have a repentant heart. It is we that will not shape them in the way that we were taught in the African Democratic Congress.
Talking
a
about
party that build leadership, that does not talk religion, that does not talk tribe, ethnicity. A party that has this handshake across Nigeria, that bring unity, peace, and love. I believe you me, if they allow this election to be transparent, you will see the party will take over and build the institution. You want to tell me as a journalist that the institution is working in Nigeria? Whose institution is working? Tell me one.
Well, but that's what you are saying it now. Nigeria,
I am saying it. And I know most of us know, as soon as you let the institution in this Federal Republic Nigeria work, believe you me, even if you have whoever, I don't want to use the wrong word, in the seat of the power, things will flow well.
Oh, now can you put it on record, Chief, that I mean, tell us from your own perspective what went wrong with the ADC and other political parties in the just concluded FCT elections? What went wrong? What went wrong in every aspect that the ADC did not perform really well according to the result? According to the result released by INEC. Because based on that, yes. So what went wrong?
Let me also ask you before I answer you. When you say independent National Electoral Commission,
yes,
that word independent, there was a message that was asked that day of interactive session to the national chairman of INEC. Are you really independent? Who funded it? You see what is going to happen. And I made that provider of food. You see, they will delay every payment that was supposed to make to INEC now to do the. Do you know, upon the assurance INEC, the REC FCT said all the transport system have been settled. They are going to fuel. There can no car will come to the loading point of every sensitive material without putting fuel. They have to fuel. They bought mats, whatever, for them to sleep overnight, for them to move the money of it. Do you know, 8 o'clock, latest 8:30 accreditation start. Do you know, in some polling unit, 9 o'clock, they never even arrive.
No, we had those pictures and reports.
You are not telling me what you already know. These are the process that they will tell you this is what is going to happen, and it will not happen.
But was that the reason why ADC did not perform well?
Who told you they did not perform well? Do you want me to bring the original ballot paper from each polling unit? Mostly when it comes to my...
You have them?
I have my polling unit agent now.
But some say that you don't have some polling agents, some agents.
Yes, Mokin say na picking when they belle go deny for the one when carry for back. You know whether I plug leave, you don't know. Most of the polling unit agents, where we don't have enough money to give, they have the money, but they have the security, they have everything to themselves. I can tell you, most of my polling unit agents, they remove their tag. Agent tag and put in their pocket to go and collect 50,000. When we are struggling to pay 10,000 to the polling unit agent. Who they go put sugar for a man when go to where? I was telling them before now, it takes grace upon every human being for you to look at money in the polling booth and you don't have mudu of Gary. If you don't have that grace, you rather collect like some.
So you are saying that you are saying you actually had enough polling agents. You know, some of them
we
were.
Have all
some of them were
sold out because of money.
Also, is that not a problem? Is that not a problem for ADC?
A problem, like I told you of all of us here, we are also the problem of Nigeria, not just electoral. I told you about this constitution.
So how can you address it? How can you address that? Because as we head towards the next election,
I did more of sensitizing Nigeria. Yes. I did this even before the election. Like I told them that it takes grace. You know, there are some precisely in Gui War. There is a guy that was offered 300,000. He said to hell with you. And before the end of that, I have already told the people around me that such person is going to be rewarded, which I'm still going to give an award. It might not be cash. at least he will put it somewhere in his house. At a time like this, in this election, this is what happened. This was what I got from my party. Being loyal and honest to Nigeria, not just my party. The another lady too that was offered 200,000 just to sell that. They refused.
All these things happened in this election.
Yes.
So you see
So
how
it
you
is
see how
not
people with
everybody.
morals.
See,
Yes.
just in the holy book, it said out of 12. Hello?
Yes.
Out of 12.
So you said the Amak election is
a solar. Then when you now see over 100,
yes,
then 12 times those numbers, then you have more than even 12 saboteur. So what do I do? Yes. Like I use the word that now only the one where I carry for belly I will deny for. Me and you the lab, not me say we sweet now teeth will open for ourselves. That is why I am blaming Nigerians. Say they don't collect 6 months. Now they go they cry pass. So what including you, they go the same Gariki market now. Now waiting Abraham buy. Now they go buy.
But chief, if okay, make I speak your pidgin English. Because me, so I get this a don't vlog you get so. Make I speak this and you see. Oh yeah, make I ask you a question. Chief, money no follow for politics.
That is the necessity of it now. To print this is no money. Like I just told you of my coming here now.
So if they give us 10,000, you can't give us 50,000, maybe the same matter. But money they play for politics too now.
If they play,
if for you to go get more money.
That is why INEC itself. They will call treasurer, call all this party in different position to come tell you say you are not expected to spend more than this amount. Why did they call them to say there is a maximum amount you can spend in every election? Oga, I know they push me. Why is that cross there? You must not spend more than this. If money na money.
Okay, now going forward.
And then we also tell you say they don't have power to arrest and prosecute. Hello, sister agency, all the security go say we are there, we are working together. Hello.
And no sister there.
Okay, sir.
All the agencies are there now. Chief, effort. They will be in the same place with other political parties discussing
all right,
the way forward.
All right,
but
Chief.
you find out that along the line, we don't discuss it finish. You said it is politics. Make with the plan.
Now, Chief, what is ADC, your party, doing to address all these issues you've raised so that they can perform well in the next election? Because the next election, for instance,
yes,
the next general election that will be coming up on the 16th of January now that we all know, the presidential and the national assembly election. FCT, for instance, will not have all these gladiators anymore to support you, like the P2Bs of this world, the articles of this world. They'll be in their zones and try to coordinate it.
Like the wicked.
So it is you and your boards that will do the job here to make sure that whoever that will represent you in the presidential election will have the FCT. So what are the things you are now doing to make sure that what happened in the FCT post does not happen in the presidential election?
Whatever happened in the FCT, so you have to tell the security agents and INEC to do the right thing. We will improve of what we have done. I will go back to my drawing board and now begin to look where I have agents that sold out. They now begin to share my eyes. Don't when person say no, they blind them. Then I begin to look directly into like the people that have like minds like me.
Okay.
That actually want new Nigeria that is possible. Those are the things. I won't tell you my strategies and my plan of what we will do. But it's left for Nigeria to turn away from this money that will not last you for 6 months. High still depend on your anarchy. Before now.
Depend on the property.
Before now, they will type in Katie, it's just 5 cube, not packet. From packet now they will tear for train. Begin to use cellophane, tire, they take vote. Then we now try to talk from my place to Gosa. I from a village to village as if I was preaching gospel to tell them.
You are preaching gospel of a political gospel. Is that what you are saying?
That Okoro, the day of election, because Use Market or Taco, all plaza closed down. That was, I done this before even 2019.
Yes.
That come out and vote. Mostly the council area election. You see the turnout that you didn't have even 25%. Come out and vote. You can imagine people play key posts in the streets. Then you see the man playing drive, I'll kill you today. Then from back at 7:30, you begin to call Jacob. Abebiko, check whether for the generator, make we check the result. Election that you didn't participate in, but you want to see the result. I was talking from committee. That was why you now see turn up. Philip Aduda have never gotten over 20,000% vote to be Senate or through. But the last election, you see we have, because this is part of waking up Nigeria from where, if at times they said they will not even vote again, it does not count. We still say go and vote.
Okay, let me ask you one question before I even let was there at a time in this AMAC election that the ADC was leading? Would you say confident that they see? Because we're hearing some are saying, you know, in my house then I was seeing all kinds of results online. At some point it was all 28,000.
That was why I named mention of polling. You want me to fast track all the polling unit agents results, the polling unit results.
Are you people contesting this result in court?
Well, it's not a thing I would say here. If we want to do, you heard it when we like you hear the press release. Is it not the press release you had?
The monkey where you carry for back, now we carry for you know they explain that monkey now.
That is what it is. So if I want to go,
okay,
it's not me that we just say it here. The national body is there to see the fact. Like I went to the 6 area council yesterday. I finished with Amak and Buhari constituency. Then I went to the south, Kwalia, Bajikude, Kujia, and Gwagwalada, to meet with them to bring all their reports. You know, comprehensive. What happened and what happened. You know, most times this money bag will also send candidates to go and occupy. Like my experience with Esther Audu. Then give me the whole structure. I want to connect for Senate for ADC. In fact, I have been in this party for over 18 years. Outside the national, I am the one that structure called 5, 6, 7 before AD start in FCT, to the glory of God. I have been there, you know, before I now, in last general election when Professor Kisle Mohari lost out to Dumebi Kachuku. I have been in this party. If an ammonia at the Lufa, don't go since everywhere.
And that brings
there are these political people that have been calling me, how far. I want to see the end. If you don't know road to where you go, you know road to come back.
All right, Chief.
If all Nigeria,
Chief, we
don't have good people.
Yeah,
if
Chief
God can bring these people like mine together, we'll salvage this country.
All right, Chief.
All right,
we don't have all the time right now, but it will be important for me to ask you this question. I know that this issue is in court, but I still need your perspective on it. This issue of some group of persons, former legislators taking some political parties to court, including your party to court, to deregister it. What were you taken aback when that information came your way?
It's still part of what we are talking about here. You know, that's what a striker that want to go and score. That's why you see referee, you see red card, you see yellow card. They know what this coalition is going to cost them. That's why this group of people, when you have enough money, that in my definition say is to suppress, to show and to feel. So you see these agents, so you just go here. You go here, like some people will say the last election, judiciary self, now, they are not trying to like put themselves together. Whether indeed they were actually a corporate or this thing, the whole country say, they don't buy judiciary, whether or not or true. But they themselves now should actually examine themselves. Do you know conscience is the God in man? Immediately your conscience is there. That means you don't have God. The sin of the Holy Spirit will not be forgiven. You know, most time religion yourself don't cause problem for us. The more the church is increasing the sin, people enjoy sin these days. No preaching of salvation anymore. Nobody even care whether they are doing wrong.
Prosperity message.
Okay, Chief.
Receive it, the highest hallelujah, take it. This is the problem. Nigeria self will need to sit down and think.
Okay. Now,
don't be complaining, murmuring.
Chief, as a stakeholder in ADC, can you maybe give us a peep into what will happen in your national convention? What do you think might represent
an
you?
expo?
Just maybe, can you just touch on that?
I cannot tell you.
But you look at all those
gladiators. When they will say the name when you give and they your belly.
But
I am praying sincerely. In my capacity, I want a good product. It's easy to sell a good product and to struggle to sell a bad product. If all Nigeria, as we are looking at all the permutation we are looking at, who is the best, forget North and South now. May we first pursue go collect basket 20 hair carry before you will define basket. You know why? Yes. You know why?
Chief, you are actually a chief. And you are truly proving it. You are bamboozling us a lot of favors.
See, as it is now, if Nigerians, as we are listening, if not this, for now, make we just rescue power from these people first before we say.
But you need somebody that would hold that flag. So that's why we are saying,
so
can you just tell us?
We have so many of them there. They're not, they use 2 hands lick soup when it was sweet. Now one. If you carry the whole man put for your mouth, you cannot enjoy it.
So what you are not telling us is that when we get to the bridge, we know how to cross it.
You are in another way. You said it, I said it here, you said it here, but when they go arrive one.
So then they used to have lick soup.
The whole hand like this.
Okay, Chief.
Now,
Chief, I know
one by one, and you don't use 2 legs to tell the blade. See, as a new coalition now, we want to build the structure first. Like I told them some time ago, there might be no time that forget the faces you are seeing, and they were there before, they were there before. Now they have come. We that have been there will not tell them this is the right path. I believe they check other 16 political parties before they decide to say it's Africa Democratic Congress. We that have been there, we have our DNA, we have our manifesto, so they will now look into it, bring their good experience. The bad experience made them live there. Nothing good in the past. So the only thing my definition that's going in the past is the experience brought forward.
What will be the DNA, Chief? This DNA, what will be?
Doing things properly, process that God where they will be happy.
Okay,
people will be happy. Not group of people, chains of leader. They decide to cut one and join person.
But some people will talk say, so inside the party leadership of the ADC, that we still have some people that are allegedly have questionable past.
Those people. Yes.
Because during the campaign, Chief, if you're interested, I also covered some of your campaign.
Yeah.
When we were somewhere around Nanyanya, I gave somebody your, and the person looked at it and saw one of the chief things of the ADC.
Yes, yeah.
I was angry. I said, "Why is this man? What this man doing?"
Yes.
This man that
I am the one that was actually bringing
the person from Southern Kaduna
discussion.
The person from Southern Kaduna. I was like, "Why is this man that this and that during his time as governor?"
I am the one that is bringing the topic where I even debate. You see, before this question, I was the one that actually say they are there. Don't look at the faces. The only thing the word said, don't yoke with unbeliever, is that you want to go and preach, and the person you prepare to preach to now turn you to yourself. That's why that was a don't you. But if I don't come close to you, if I am not relating with you, I can't mentor you, I can't change you. So because sometimes you see you want to go and change somebody, and that person come to. That's why they say don't you. It doesn't even work this time around.
All right, Chief.
I must come close to you. These people you see in our party now,
yes,
they have learned their mistake. The reason, whether it's true or not, that this is not what we agree, whether it might be personal or because they want to save Nigeria, that was why they pull out. But now that they are with Africa, Democrat, will not tell them say this is the right path. It's just like somebody, Nigeria drug law enforcement agent, won't go catch all these drug people. They're not the call person like you.
Now we have 2 minutes.
We'll call the same people where they do.
Yeah, Chief.
So we won't use these people now. Now they put there, we'll use the area first before we that have the good mind, that have Nigeria in mind. The new Nigeria that is possible will not tell us organ. So now for them, it's not the work here. And God will give us the grace to shaping these people.
All right, Chief, we have 2 minutes now left, and I want to ask you this last question for you to address. That's the issue of your party, where somebody is laying claim that he was that he's not in support of this coalition. And so is there any internal issue happening in ADC?
They don't the people make it not cry. The grace for you to say they take right big picking, you take left.
It's like you guys took the party from him or something.
Yes. Come in. You beat picking with right, they say they will use left. You know why if you use left carry and come? Because you allow that child to cry for a while. Oh, beggar, you are still crying this morning. Come now. That is why you can be able to say, oh, come my picking, stop crying. But if you don't allow that child to cry, the ability to come say, come, that will not be there. Let whoever you think is saying what you just told me now be doing that. Party has constitution. If you have come to contest in a political party, then you now said you are now the owner of the party, which the constitution didn't say. You have NEC, now 36 states, and FCT, the NEC. They are in support of, we actually withdraw a case from Supreme Court to give on to this coalition. Because there must be a party. Under INEC conflict resolution, we have an agreement. So, okay, all parties come together. Then the National Working Committee agreed to step down. for the new led administration of David Mark and Aregbesola to come in. So was it just a one day? It was more than a year and 6 months.
Okay.
This process, and somebody is coming to, and just like they did in Labour, just like they do in other political parties, they want to keep opposition. There must be some they are just eating the money from the source they are getting money for to challenge the ultimate or the right decision that was taken to have opposition to the ruling party, ruling government.
Chief Oba Clement Ehigetor, thank you very much for coming this way. Thank you very much.
Where's sir?
Chief. All right, we'll be speaking there with, of course, Chief Oba Clement Ehigetor. He's the chairman, ADC FCT chapter, joining us this morning to look at the topic, the issue of the electoral, reform, the electoral acts that is still generating a lot of dust in Nigeria. Expunge a section, don't expunge a section. The National Assembly are reacting and all that, and you've heard from the horse's mouth. We're going for a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the P&B Morning Show. Stay with us. All right, welcome back. This is the P&B Morning Show. Now, we turn the spotlight on a brewing legal and political drama here in Abuja. Now, former presidential candidate Moyele Sowore has accused the police of defying a court order to release the businesswoman Tracy Nicholas Ohiri, who was arrested over a financial dispute with the Minister of Works, David Umahi. Now, Sowore claims the arrest was illegal, escalating what he calls a civil dispute into a criminal case, while human rights activists have condemned the detention. Now, the controversy has sparked intense public debate about the use of police power and the rule of law in Nigeria. So on today's program, we'll break down the allegations, the court showdown, and of course, the wider implications for justice and governance in the country. So the impunity of government officials. Now, this lady known as Tracy Nicholas Ohiri is alleging that the Minister of Works, David Umahi, is owing her 250 million naira for work she did for him while as Deputy Governor of Ebonyi State 12 years ago. And the situation has now escalated to a situation where she was arrested in Lagos, brought to Abuja, detained, and then, we having what we have right now. So let's quickly hear what she had to say, transpired between her and Honorable David Umahi, the former governor of Ebonyi State. So let's hear her own account of the situation.
When he was me to his state to come and exhibit my craft. I'm into the business of corporate gifts. So I came to his state on his invitation 3 times. So one morning, he woke me up around 5 a.m. Then he was now the deputy governor and told me that he was going to contest as a governor, that he will be needing me to produce promotional gift items that he can use for campaign. So I told him, okay, sir, since we've had different presentations with you and you picked some items, I'll look through what you picked earlier and see, and also advise better what can be used since they are for campaigns. So I asked him what about the mobilization, because we had initially given him quotation. He told me to please go ahead, that he doesn't have money, that he is going to Abuja, that he has been going to Abuja to and fro to meet with Goodluck Jonathan to help him raise funds for his election, because he's having problems with his principal. That is the governor as at that time, one Amechi. That was what he told me. So I didn't still go ahead. But he kept on calling me and pestering me, because all the while we went to his state, this man never gave me money for fuel. He never gave us accommodation. I used to pay in his hotel. Also, I used to pay money in his hotel for myself and my staff. The only time he asked us to stay in his house, the man did not allow me to sleep. He tied towel on his waist and came into my room and was pestering me. I had to tell him, okay, wait, let me give my staff a Bible. I ran away from the place where he was and entered my staff room, and they locked it. That was where I slept because of David Umahi's disturbance. So his staff, his boy, Silas Emeka, is saying, okay, so we produce this gift items. I have to carry my children's school fees, gather money, borrowed money from even individuals, and produce these gift items. After I finished producing it, I called him. He said I should bring them to Ebonyi State. I hired a truck with my staff. We went to Ebonyi State, lodged in a different hotel, because each time we lodge in his hotel, which is obviously expensive, Osman Hotel, we pay our money. He is inviting us, but we are paying our money. So we had to lodge in a different hotel. So he told me that even as at that time he was in Abuja to source for fund for his election, he sent his boy to come and lead us from the hotel where we lodged to his house. The boy took us to his house and we offloaded his goods in the presence of his wife, his children, and his workers. They took time, because the goods were not small. They took time to offload it in his house, and he told me thank you. He never gave us money for fuel. Even that day, we didn't have money for fuel. The driver had to provide money to fuel that truck, and we came back. It was not an easy journey, but we made it back to Lagos. So I gave him time, because I know that once they do election, they don't always have money immediately. So I gave him time. After 1 year and 8 months, I started asking him for my payment. While I'm asking for my payment, David is asking me out. While I'm asking for my payment, David is asking me to date him. I told him, sir, one day I got so frustrated. I said, sir, can you concentrate and pay me my money? Stop telling me about dating you. I've told you I cannot date you. He became angry and hung up on me. The next thing, he sent me a message, which is on my phone right now, by David Umahi's number. Everybody that knows David knows this same number. He sent me a phone, an SMS that I insulted him. I will teach you a lesson for insulting me. I can show it to the whole Nigerians. I can show that text message to the whole Nigerians. He said, I will deal with you for insulting me. So that was it. Since that day, he blocked me. He never picks my call again. Sometimes if I ask for my payment, he will tell me that God is busy. I said, sir, have mercy on me and give me my money. Let me pay my children's school fees. He will tell me that God is busy. So he blocked me and he never took my number. So when I use another number and call David Umahi, that, sir, I'm coming to your state. And when I get to your state, I will block the government house. There are no vehicle will go in or out until you pay me. Do you know what David told me? David told me that if I get to a boy, he said that I will not come out alive. I said, why would I come out alive? Are you not owing me? He said, what happened to those Miller engineers will also happen to me. That was the last time I spoke with David Umahi. So when my dad became sick, I needed to fly him to the US for proper treatment. I said, I have money. Why will I have money and be suffering like this? I started reaching out to David through other phones because he has blocked my number. He said, let your father die if he needs to die. That was what David told me. So when my dad died, I was so angry. I came on social media. Remember, all these years since 2015, I have not brought it to social media. When my dad, the day my dad died and he was put in the mortuary, the next day I came on social media and started asking Nigerians to please come to my help, calling on Mr. President to plead with David Umahi to pay me my money. I am asking for my payment. My money is my right. I took risk with my staff to take this job to Ebonyi State. Shortly, David Umahi sent policemen to my house. I just dropped my children off at school. Getting back, I've not even had my bed. They arrested me and brought me straight to Abuja here. And do you know the shocking thing? The most shocking thing I've ever witnessed in my life is David Umahi. Right in my face, when he was brought for an interactive section with me by his boy in the police station, in the police force that he's using. David looked me in the eyes and said he has never met me. He said it yesterday. I have never met this woman before. I'm only meeting her for the first time. I almost died. David Umahi said he has never met me. I brought my pictures with David Umahi. I brought evidence showing me and David Umahi in his office as a deputy governor. Fakorode said, how are we sure this is real? God, I weep for Nigeria. I weep for Nigeria. I'm not weeping because of my money. I weep because the common man, the ordinary citizen, have no hope in this country. The country belongs to only the Nigerian politicians and their children. The resources of this country belong to only Nigerian politicians and their children. If they are not using you, my dear, you are of no value to them. If they are not making use of you for the wrong reasons, you are of no value to them. His son has just picked up a form to become the local government chairman of his local government. This same boy was a small boy at the time I produced these items and uploaded it. Do you know that David Umahi denied that he has no daughter called Paradise? Meanwhile, on the day I uploaded this because I was playing with his daughter in his compound, and he said, "What is your name?" He said, "Paradise." He said, "Another one is Heavenly." We were playing. So, do you know that right now his son is coming to also continue ruling Nigeria with the iron hand his father has been using to rule us? So you can see what hope does this country have for the common man.
All right, and that was the account of Tracy there, telling Nigerians or the world the relationship between her and the Minister of Works, David Umahi. Okay, so Chidi, we've heard from her. This is her own account. We've not heard from David Umahi yet, but going by her own account, with this ordeal she has found herself, picking her from Lagos, now she's in then bringing her to Abuja and trying to deny her bail, even when the court said she should be granted bail. If not for Showore and other activists, maybe she should still be in detention as we speak. Is this what do you make of this scenario?
OJ,
it's trendy right now.
OJ, if you just look at my countenance, you know that I wouldn't want to talk about this because it's so shameful, sad that we still find ourselves in situations like this. David Umahi, the former governor of Ebonyi State, currently the Minister of Works. We've seen videos where the manner of which he talks, and choice of words shows that he's one who might probably, has a resemblance of the accusation this woman is leveling against him. Talks tough, talks as though he's a god in his own right.
He talks like he's still a governor of Ebonyi State. When you see him talk publicly,
I have friends from Ebonyi State, and they tell me that David Umahi is more or less like that too.
You see, if you watch David Umahi speaks, you understand. It's like psychologically he thinks he's still a governor of a particular.
Not just a governor.
But don't know that he's a minister of the Federal Republic.
David Umahi, I have watched an interview between him and Shehu Kimbaloy, and I think I was disgusted. And this calls for concern. These are the kind of characters we see in government positions. This case was not properly managed. Why will a woman like this come out in the public domain to speak like this if you manage that well? This is a woman, and from the look of it, I think she's married.
Of course, because she said, I took my children, so that definitely she's a married woman. And
according to her allegation that I am going for my money and you are asking for a relationship.
That was their relationship 12 years ago.
Yes, that's according to her statement.
Yes.
And why would the police just arrest? You see, this issue, this is at the rot I'm taking the IG to look into.
Now, let's look at this issue. Is it not? This should be a civil case, not a criminal case.
It's even a civil business transaction. Yes. It is civil, OJ. And you arrest a woman, refuse to grant her bail?
As if it's a criminal case.
As if it's a criminal matter? These are the issues we're talking about, and I'm sure the current IG is listening. Tunji, this is, you want to fight corruption? You want
and impunity.
Impunity in the police
that he said he's going to fight. This is
the IG.
An alleged impunity.
I'm appealing to you now. I'm calling on you now. This is one who start from here. There is no sacred cow for crying out loud. Oh, David Umar is an appointee
of the government.
For crying out loud. In a right thinking society by now, he should be asked to step aside until he's done with this kind of matter. This is a national embarrassment for crying out loud. Things that we are not saying that we are all sent, we are men, of course, but we should not allow things like this to come out in the public. OJ for crying out loud. A minister of works. Right from the days you were deputy governor to governor, now minister, senator.
No, the woman even know him when he was the state chairman of PDP then, state chairman of the PDP before he became deputy governor. So that's their relation. You can say I'm calling him David. So they know each other.
What we call see finish.
Yeah, good.
You know,
there's no semblance of OJ. He knew him when he was like nothing.
Let me behave like what chiefs will say. All dog they chop excreta. Then I wait for a month that you know. Do you understand me? All the dog they chop excreta. And I don't wait for a month. This kind of things, a video mind should not allow it to come out open. You should look for a more matured and diplomatic way to manage it. Did you hear what that woman was saying? I felt so ashamed because I'm a Nigerian and I'm from the southeast as well. That a minister of high profile standard. The other day we saw a video where a senator massaging the leg of a girl and they say, hey, this one, another one again. What is wrong with our political leaders? Allowing their private life to come out into the public domain like this over long small crayfish money. 250 million naira 12 years ago, how many years ago, has lost value now.
Yes.
Probably she's owing the banks, she's supposed to pay interest, she's supposed to pay people that she borrowed money from. And this money is undergoing different kind of economic pressure, inflation. If you give that woman, by now, they should review that money to about 1.something billion and pay her. Because if you pay her that 250 million naira, it cannot. 2 years ago, how much was dollar?
Well, we just have to go.
Like I said, I don't want to talk about this because these are issues that, as journalists, we should not be seeing this kind of things. Like one presidential candidate said, like Peter B said, if you want to be honorable, let your doings be honorable. Somebody will be honorable, His Excellency, and things like this will be happening. I think it's so sad, it is condemnable, and the IG should look at things like this.
Because he's involving his men now. You
can hear what she said. I might have his boy detaining a woman unlawfully for a civil matter.
Civil matter. I want to turn it to a civilian matter. All right, we just have to go now. Chidi, our time is really against us. We have to go now. Thank you very much for being part of the show this morning. Thank you very much for being part of the show.
Thank you, OJ. OJ, just leave me now. Just leave me.
Don't kill your mood, man. All right, and of course, to the boys behind the scenes, I want to thank you guys. Yes, Josie is one of the guys pressing necessary button. Thank you very, very much. And to everyone who, of course, took part in this production of the last edition of the morning show for the week. Last edition of the morning show
for the week.
I want to thank you very, very much for watching. And see you on Monday when we'll be here again to bring you interesting issues right here on P&B Morning Show on Politics and Business Television. Please subscribe, like, and share our content. God bless you. Bye-bye.